Hello and welcome. This is Grant Hughes of Grant Hughes Investigates on YouTube. This channel evaluates all aspects of true crime. As you are aware, videos and live streams in this genre often discuss elements of crime that may be disturbing to some viewers. If necessary, take the precautions needed to avoid these feelings. Factual information related to cases is the key to fostering rational true crime discussions. Fortunately, you will find that here. Please hit the like button only once, share the video, and subscribe if you like my content. Thank you very much for watching.
Huh? It's a house!
Hello, freaks. How's it going? God, it looks so small down there. Oops. Let's see. How do I fix that? I don't know. I think that's all I got. Now the names are back to normal. They look like they're back to normal now, but I thought YouTube did that on purpose. Who knows? Maybe another day they'll be different. Yeah, there's some crazy information. There's two different things. There's a video of a car pulled over on the side of the road. It looked like a whole bunch of cop cars were following it at a spike strip, and it's a black car, and it sort of looks like the same, I don't know. There's that one, and then you also have this lady that was cutting a guy's hair, and I'm kind of wondering if he was getting his hair cut, jumped up, and ran out, and then they tracked him down and then did the spike strip. Like they're sort of all in the same. Like he didn't let his hair get finished being cut. I do have Venmo. I don't know how, do I just type in, does it work if I go like this? Oh yeah, it's already on there. Yeah, Ollie Cake did it already. So yeah, I do have Venmo, and if you're out there, right, and you're watching, this is our final day until tomorrow, and then we have one last push for an hour, and then we donate money out to various, we might have to send some more extra money into Identifinders, because I guess the torso's got a lot of bacteria, so we have to send it out to a lab, and that costs like $3,000 to remove the bacteria, and that kind of thing. Enrichment, just like we did with Danny Armentrout. So that's the torso case out of Indiana. Yeah, I don't know, Elena, I'm just going to do my own show. You always say stuff and you're rarely correct, so let's just wait and see how it goes, all right? You do this every single time. You act like you're just right on top of it. You got it all figured out, and it's just never the case. So let's see. Press conference at 9:30. Oh, that was arrested. Okay, so 9:30. What time? What time? 9:30. Where? What location? So that might be him that was pulled over in that with that car on the road. Yeah. All right, let's see. Governor will be in Lowell at the press conference. Okay, so who has the... Hey, I got a comment on X out there. So what is the time when you say 9:30? What time is it? Is that the local time there? So that would be in 7, so it'd be in 35 minutes, right? How about on Facebook? Are they going to stream it on Facebook? It was him where? On the road or at the barber shop? Yeah, you do, Elena. You do it a lot. It's happened many times in here. Remember that whole time you created a whole big kerfuffle, or and it turns out you were wrong? Yeah, I remember. Don't worry. Yeah, don't worry. Nobody's blocking you, Elena. I'm just saying, let's just see what they say at the press conference, all right? You know, you come in here and you just immediately start saying like you have it all dialed in, and you don't. So let's see. I've been looking at these posts out there. So hey, Truth Sleuth, can you get me a link to the press conference, or anybody, and send it to me on Facebook or email it to me? That would be great. I think the car on the road is probably him. We don't know if the person at the salon is, because they do have police in there. Here, let me show you. So there's this one here, and I was looking for the scanner audio for this. Right here. See this? And so, I actually thought they were talking about that other car on the other side of the road. I mean, look at this car coming really fast, like blowing by this. Watch this one over here. Right there, this car. Because I hadn't watched it. And then I watched the video and I was like, oh, they're talking about something else. So look at all of these police cars right here. Unmarked, etc. And I think right here. See, that must be the car. And, kind of looked similar to the one that we were looking at. I mean, right? And that's a big thing there, with about 20 cop cars and a spike strip, etc. And then there's this lady that was cutting hair, and this is a detective in there photographing. There's hair on the ground. The guy got up and left with only half of his head finished. Now, is that connected? Elena says it's not, and maybe it isn't connected, but nobody knows anything right now until law enforcement does their press conference. Hey, Truthless, I said put it on Facebook. Not here, so everybody goes out and look. I mean, it just... God, why would you do that? I told you to send it to Facebook. Man, every show, it's just... If you put links in the chat, people go run away to the link. Did they have any cameras in the salon? I don't know. I don't know. Right. But... you guys, we're currently at 00000 all the way across. So on this channel, every night we try to raise funds to help support the channel. We're on the 30th of the month, and tomorrow's our last day for donation night. So if you guys can please help support the channel, I would appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, let's see what this one is. Just in, Governor Sanders and other state officials are meeting in Lowell tonight for a press conference on Devil's Den investigation. So they're not saying there that an arrest was made, but people in chat are saying that. And it says read more here. Let's see. I'm not sure if that's... Who's this person?
We'll carry it live right here on 5 News, also on our website at 5newsonline.com and on 5 News Plus. The governor will be there. State police commander will be there as well. at 9:30. We've got Claire Everbach there. Will be covering it for us and reporting live from there at 9:30 as well. But that is the situation right now. After 4 days, there has been a search that has gone on quite a bit, not only around here, but around this entire region. A lot of sightings, a lot of tips that came in.
Let's see what Arkansas announced 28-year-old Springdale man has been arrested in connection with the Devil's Den double homicide. So that must be that picture that we saw at the very beginning of that was him. Let's see, James Andrew. That's the Arkansas State Police. Was taken into custody at 4:57 on July 30th, 5 days after the deadly attack. He's facing 2 counts of capital murder. Yeah, so they have arrested a 28-year-old guy. What? How crazy? What was this guy doing? I mean, I hope they let us know what the connection might possibly be, but we're still at 0, all the way across the board. Yeah, no, I don't know if this lady might say something maybe this is the lady that was cutting hair. Update, it was possibly him, y'all. I have been cutting hair. They said it was a double homicide. Asked if it was related to the Devil's Den incident. It's looking like it was. I'm going to wait until I know for sure. So I'm cutting a guy's hair and I'm shaking because now there's cops and detectives. Told them I haven't swept up their hair in case they need it. And they're 100% they did, y'all. I'm shaking mostly because it's starting to look like it could be the man they're looking for. Maybe it's just some other random person. I don't know. Now, we don't know if he's trying to be another Brian Koberger. There's other people. Brian Koberger didn't invent doing this stuff. Now, what's his name? I mean, can you just send me the link, Zozo, on Facebook if you could. The horrible monster who killed our nephew's wife has been caught. Okay, that's not the name. Yeah, I already have the hairstylist thing. Okay, that's the picture they had on there. Now look at this guy. All right, so this is the Facebook page here. It says this is Zozo just sent it. Thanks, Sandy Shirley. Man, you guys are a tough crowd tonight. Lowell, Arkansas, special agents with the Arkansas State Police have arrested James Andrew McGann, 28, of Springdale in connection to a double homicide that occurred on Saturday, July 26th. Here, let's just check some stuff out really quick. Springdale. So he lives in this bigger town up here. And his name is James Andrew McGann. And he's only, how old is he? 28? Yeah, he looks like a... Yeah, doesn't look like they have. He's not. Doesn't seem. He's not in my been verified. So I don't have his address. But here he is right there. Isn't that weird? Let's take a look at the. Now that we see this, was the sketch helpful at all? And I would say no. See, this is what I'm saying. Sketches aren't. They suck. You know. Look at that. I mean, that looks nothing like the guy with a turned up nose. You know, I could even see that his ears are sticking out even from behind in the picture that we were, the actual photograph of him, and these don't have that. The nose isn't the same. Eyes not even close. Mouth not the same. He's got a tiny mouth. I mean, it's just a horrendous sketch. Like, this sketch here would never lead to this person. You see why? That's why we, right before the show started, somebody goes, "Great, take the sketch and turn it into an AI picture." And I said, no, that's irresponsible, because that's a sketch, and sketches aren't even really accurate most of the time. And then all of a sudden you have this realistic looking face, and if it was based on this image over here, it would look nothing like this one. It's crazy. He does have kind of the color hair. Obviously, he shaved here before being arrested. Oh, yeah. I wonder if he's got a record of some kind. I mean, he seems like he was just there to kill him. I don't know what his connection would be to them. Mm-hmm. It's always hard to, like, when you're trying to do something else, and then it. But thanks for saying that, Zozo. Let me read the whole thing that they came up with, though. Hey, thanks. Deidre Gambrel have a new jab, and or tutinol. Wait, have a new job. Oh, new job, and is most of you live? I don't know what you're saying. Shows been missing you. Well, what time is your new job? Oh no, it says have a new job, and unfortunately I miss most of your live shows. Oh, well, what time would make it better, if I was earlier or what? Some people, sometimes I think like at 5 o'clock, but it seems like at that time every Tom, Dick, and Harry's doing a YouTube show, so I just, I don't, You're missing my shoes? I'm the worst texter in the world. I make so many mistakes. So anyways, McGann was taken into custody at 4:57 p.m. on Wednesday, July 30th, 2025 at a business in Springdale. Was that the place he got a haircut? So maybe that wasn't him on the road. He was charged with 2 counts of capital murder. Clinton, he was charged with 2 counts of capital murder. Clinton David Brink, 43, and Kristen Amanda Brink, 41, were fatally attacked while hiking. Maybe that was him when he was getting his haircut. And the car incident isn't related. You know what I'm saying? All right. So maybe she had it. Elena had it completely backwards. It's the haircut individual is the killer. I mean, I wonder what the haircut person is saying now. Is she looking at this going, "Oh my God, that's the guy. That's the guy that haircut." And by the way, this seems like his driver's license picture. Because if he just got his haircut, and I mean, I don't know if this is like right now, this is the picture they got of him. Wait, you're Deidre, right? Let's see, James. Andrew McGann. Okay. So all of these people are reporting that. Okay, I'm going to say Devil's Den Killer. Arrest made. Alright. So I changed the title there. Right, you said it the exact opposite earlier. All right, yeah, let's see. So you said that the person getting their haircut wasn't the person. Doesn't look like the sketch picture at all. Yeah, it's not even close. I mean, that's why people don't want to do, you know, when people are so into sketches and they start doing side-by-sides, you're being a lunatic when you do that. When you compare whenever you see somebody on social media take a picture, a sketch, and we'll put it next to people they think are interesting. Just run for the hills. Take off as fast as you can, because that's somebody that isn't serious. I didn't say you mentioned anything about the sketch, Elena. Nobody talked about that. Nobody mentioned that at all. See, that's what I'm saying. See what I mean? Nobody mentioned anything about a sketch. You said that the person at getting a haircut wasn't the person. And anyways, you just sort of interrupted the show and just sort of discredited everything that was being said, and we don't know. All we saw was there was a car on a road, and now it sounds like he was arrested at a business, so likely that isn't his car on the highway now. The sketch matched about 20% of the population. Yeah, maybe even more. Wasn't even close. Let's see what these say. Authorities have found a suspect in the murders of Clinton Davis. It's not a suspect. If they got this guy, he's the killer right here. I mean, I can just tell you, take that and here, let's go yesterday. Yeah, right here. I mean, look at that. That's his hair. Look, see, and his ears stick out, and those ears stick out, and you know, that's the same color hair and everything. If you flip this guy around, he'd look just like that. See. I wouldn't think a sketch would be helpful unless the person had some kind of prominent features. Well, this guy did. I mean, where was the part about you can see his brain through his nose because his nostrils are, you know, it looks like a pig. And where was the part about his ears stick out so far he can only hear forward? He can't hear a damn thing behind him, all right? So what about that part? Wouldn't that have been something, you know, you could have brought out? Like, my God, this guy can hear great in front of him. And you can see his brain through his nose, and his mouth is so small, it's hard to... Okay, Elena, maybe we just misunderstood each other. Don't worry about it. Right, that would have been helpful. Right, wouldn't it have been? I mean, look at that damn thing. You could put quarters in that nose on both sides. And you'd see the entire face. Like, you'd put nickels on both sides, right? And you'd see the president in the front of it easily. That's how stuck out his nose is. All right? And then his mouth isn't even as wide as his freaking nose. And his nose isn't big. All right? Let's say that. Then his ears stick out. I mean, all those things should have been something that would have been easy to point out. You know what I'm saying? All right, hey, thanks, Alicia Nelson. Alright, we're going to have to set another goal since it doesn't seem to be... let's see, so we'll put this for... And then... There we go. The sketch had his ears. I mean, remember how Koberger had the bushy eyebrows? Well, this guy's got pretty bushy eyebrows too. But in this case, you could say his ears entered the room before he did. I mean, look at those things. Whew. Wow. And, you know, let's see. So there's people out there, they took this image here and they thought that this was a logo, this thing right here. And they came up with this sort of specific company. And that's not a logo, that's just an opening that you can see the shirt below, which is this one right here. This is absolutely a perfect match for that. I mean, it's 100%. There's absolutely zero doubt that that isn't the same. That is what he's wearing. That sweatshirt right there. He was taken in at 4:57 on Wednesday, July 30th, at a store location in Springdale. Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders released a statement following the arrest. No news can heal the enormous harm done to the Brink family in last weekend's crime, but this announcement is that's pretty amazing that I mean, it's quick to track him down with so little, really, any information at all. Just kind of like that one picture of him from behind. I'm kind of wondering if that led to tipsters, though, saying, I think I know who this is. You know, I know somebody that has that North Face shirt, and they've called it in, and then they sort of tracked him down, and maybe that's how they found him over getting his hair cut or something like that. Doesn't that make sense? You know, like, other than that, man, this thing he was a ghost. I mean, you have that shitty sketch. I mean, imagine if that's all they had and they didn't have that photograph of that guy. They have that car, but again, it's like, okay, there's probably a lot of cars that kind of look like that. Alright, you guys, so here we are. We're on day 30th of the month. My channel relies on the generosity of the people watching to support the channel. There's no ad revenue whatsoever, even if you see an ad on these live streams. You guys are it. So if you feel like I do a good job, you know, if you're entertained in some way, if you'd like to help support the channel, that would be awesome. Like Ivy did right there. Thank you. Appreciate it. And make sure to hit that subscribe button. I was supposed to be on Court TV tonight about Shanna, Gardner case. But I was like, I was supposed to talk. I just didn't feel like I haven't covered it enough lately, where I thought I could provide like really, like extra insight, because that's kind of what I like to do is be covering a case, and you're on, the trial isn't until October, but definitely, do you guys want me to cover that one? The Jared Brightigan. I think we should do that trial. I think that one, we have that mapped out. I think that'll be interesting. Yeah, so I just told him, yeah, maybe next time. I don't like going on just to be a talking head about something without just being on, like literally on top of it, know exactly what I'm talking about. All right, so I'm going to make sure we'll get to the live stream here, the press conference. But look at that guy. Wow. I mean, imagine that's the last face that you're looking at. Just some really maniac, just like a, nobody knows what the hell he's doing. I mean, I want to know, if he's only 28 and those guys are 40-something, 43, 41, how is this guy connected to him? Yeah, maybe Olivia. We don't have anything about his physical and anything about him really. Smallmouth bass have yeah, well, but a smallmouth bass even their mouth is pretty big, really. I mean, it's just smaller than a largemouth bass. But look how small that mouth is. And he must have a hell of a time brushing his teeth at night. He probably goes out to has somebody use pliers and pull apart his mouth so he can get in there and try to brush it, if he actually brushes his teeth. I mean, look at one of his nostrils is almost the same size as the opening of his mouth. All right, let's see. Where do we got? Yeah, he has a resting, angry face. Anyways, thanks up there to Olivia, and Ivy became a new member. CR gifted a membership. Then we had Allie Cake and Ivy again up there. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Alright, I might try to use the... Wait, what's that? Ryan Koberger has agreed... Oh, I was like, wow, that's a long time ago. Alright, so is there... So this is live right now, right? Alright. I'll just put it over here. Hey, look at that. KDK Signs, gifted a membership. Hey, Hitman. There's a reason we didn't show the... I didn't do what you wanted me to do. Because the sketch looks absolutely nothing like the guy. Alright? Let me save this picture out. Wait, is that? Okay, yeah, they're getting ready to do the press conference here. I just heard that. Yeah, so look at Hitman. Here's the guy, right? And then here's the sketch. Do you even see anything similar about them other than they're representing a human being?
All right, we're back here on 5 News Plus. We are just about 5 or 6 minutes away from...
Can you see that? I mean, look at this thing here. See, this is what I try to tell people in every case. When people are so into the sketches, they're like, oh my God, there's a sketch, everybody. And they run around, they try to... Look at this guy right here. I bet there's people that look kind of like this guy. But none of those people in the world look like this guy over here. I mean, great job on the nose, by the way. That thing really... Let's see. What else is similar on there? I'm just telling you, look, just listen to this for a second. The ears are completely off, right? So just keep this in mind. The nose is 100% completely wrong. The eyes are completely wrong at a weird angle. The mouth is totally wrong. Doesn't even have the same shape whatsoever. Other than that, it looks great. Man, that's almost unbelievably bad. I mean, they should throw that in the garbage immediately. Hey, thanks, CR. Gifted 5. Very cool. Very kind of you. Oh, wow. The jaw. Yeah. Whose jawline? Mine's close to that. I mean, it's like, whose isn't? Look at the distance between his mouth and his chin. That's not even close, right? Now, what the one witness said, his eyes were, he said blue, maybe kind of green, and that, there you go, hazel. Right, so he got that right. Unfortunately, the sketch doesn't have any color to it, so that wouldn't be, we can't give that a bonus point of any kind. Wow. Hey, look at that. Forgetful Mandy gifted 5 memberships too. Man, you guys are awesome. Thank you. All right, we're just getting ready here. We'll just wait and see when this comes on.
You saw a second in this. Okay, so we're being told that they may be starting here pretty soon. If we could take a shot of it to make sure that Okay. So yeah, hang on. This is live feed. It's
yeah.
We're about to go on channel 5. Yes. So hang with us just for a second here.
All right.
Live from 5 News, this is breaking news.
All right, a news conference is just about to start at Arkansas State Police Headquarters in Lowell, Arkansas, to talk about the arrest made at the Devil's Den murder situation.
Yes, we know that it was James Andrew McGann. He's 28 years old from Springdale. This happened at a business in Springdale. In that press conference, we're going to find out a lot more information just about.
We're looking at inside the state police headquarters. Folks from state police obviously are there, local officials as well. Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders is made the trip up here as well to be a part of this news conference, along with Colonel Mike Hager. He is the commander of Arkansas State Police. This all, of course, began on Saturday afternoon after those 2 people were attacked while walking on a trail at Devil's Den State Park, and there's been a
thanks, Leanne Bell.
Yes, a lot of people have been working hard to bring this person into custody. Now it's finally happened. You'll remember it was Clinton David Brink and Kristen Amanda Brink. They're 2 parents. They were hiking with their 2 daughters. We know the 2 daughters were not injured, but the manhunt into who killed
That's
them
him right there.
has been going on all week long, and finally has come to a resolution.
That's amazing. I mean, I think they should be proud of themselves for making that arrest that quick.
A targeted attack. Was it just random? What was he doing?
Right. Was it random, targeted?
Does this suspect have any kind of criminal?
Yeah. The thing is I think it's going to come down to when they finally put that image out that somebody took off of, however that image was taken from behind, somebody recognized him and put a tip in, and they followed him around, and now they're going to compare the hair from the salon to maybe blood evidence at the scene, because you remember they said that it's likely he was injured. So now they can compare the 2 and see. Man, that's crazy. Yeah, I just think that's got to be how it went, because it was too ambiguous. I mean, they might have had better footage of a car somewhere, and that's how it led to it, but we don't know about that. I'm actually streaming on Kick, all these other places, but nobody watches it at all. There's like 0 viewers, but all I get is these bot responses saying, "Hey, you want some help with your..." These guys all look the same. Creepy as... yeah. There's something... This guy looks sort of familiar, like some other case. He almost looks like that weird face that we have in our... Yeah, where is that? Put that in there. In our emojis. This guy. Look at this one right here. He looks sort of like him, like his kid. That emoji I just put out there, I think that looks like this might be his son. Same haircut and everything, ears sticking out. Yep, got the low ears. I've always told you guys that. It's a real thing. You see a guy with low ears coming, run for the hill. I'm just kidding. I mean, not everybody, but oftentimes you'll see in these deviant people that's how their ears are. Here we go.
Good evening. Thank y'all for coming in late this evening. We are here in Northwest Arkansas, a community that has been absolutely heartbroken over the course of the almost last week. Our entire state is grieving for the tragic loss and senseless and horrific crime that's taken place in this area. One of the worst experiences that certainly I've ever had was making a phone call to the Brink family earlier this week. Nothing like that should ever take place. And for a family to have to go through and deal with that level of tragedy is something that no one should ever experience, and something that we never want to take place in our state. And while that was one of the worst moments, certainly one of the moments where we're the most grateful is for the absolute tireless and heroic efforts of our law enforcement and the collaborative effort from every single level, from our city, our county, our state parks, our federal partners who have worked together to bring this person to justice. And I'm so thankful for their courageous and tireless efforts that they've put forth over the course of the last several days. And I cannot thank them enough for the way that they put themselves on the line, not just over this week, but every single day, and the way that they represent our state. I want to be clear that if you commit a violent, senseless act here in our state, our law enforcement will hunt you down and bring you to justice, because that's what the people of Arkansas frankly deserve. That's what they've asked for, and that's what this team has been able to deliver this week, and we're very grateful for their work. I want to finish by saying that I ask all Arkansans to join me in lifting the Brink family and their two precious daughters up in prayer, and to continue after these next few days to continue to pray for them, because it's a long road ahead and the grieving process has just begun. And I hope that our entire state will wrap their arms around this family and comfort them in a way that no other place can other than Arkansas. Thank you again for all of the efforts of those who are standing here with me tonight. And with that, I'll turn it over to Colonel Mike Hager, the head of state police.
I think it's going to be
Thank you,
random.
Governor, and good evening. Before I start with the prepared remarks, I have to say it's the greatest of honors to stand here and represent a lot of people that are not standing at this podium. They're not in front of your cameras. We have a building full of criminal investigators from state police, local agencies, federal partners that are unshaven. They looked unkempt. They've not slept in days. They've barely taken time to eat. I cannot express the gratitude I have for the men and women that have made this possible. Arkansas State Police Special Agents have arrested James Andrew McGann, 28, of Springdale. He's been charged with 2 counts of capital murder in the deaths of Clinton David Brink and Kristen Amanda Brink. Clinton and Kristen were killed on Saturday, July 26, 2025, at Devil's Den State Park. The suspect was taken into custody this evening at 4:57 p.m. at a business in the Springdale area. I'm extremely grateful for the long hours and dedication that our agents put forward in bringing justice to this family. The collaboration between state police and other local law enforcement agencies, our federal partners, has been second to none. I also want to thank our media partners for helping us distribute important information during these past few days. Because of their hard work and investigative skill, we were able to take a monster off the streets and bring relief to Clinton and Kristen's precious girls. And to the rest of the citizens of Arkansas. I'm going to turn it over now to Secretary Shea Lewis, the Secretary of Parks.
Good evening. My name is Shay Lewis, Secretary of the Arkansas Department of Parks, Heritage, and Tourism, and Director of Arkansas State Parks. Our hearts are with the Brink family tonight, and as they navigate this unimaginable tragedy. We're deeply grateful, and on behalf of the Arkansas Department of Parks, Heritage, and Tourism, would like to thank the work and the men and women of the Arkansas State Police for their swift and tireless work to protect Arkansans and pursue justice for the victims and their loved ones. I would also like to extend my sincere thanks to the many partners who supported Arkansas State Parks during this time, especially the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission, the local law enforcement agencies, all that provided additional law enforcement coverage within our state park system. I'm especially thankful for the dedicated response of our Arkansas State Park staff, including our park rangers and many others who worked with professionalism, compassion, urgency in the face of this very difficult situation. As always, the safety of our guests and staff will continue to be a top priority for Arkansas State Parks. At this time, I'll turn it back over to Governor Sanders for any questions that may be available tonight.
Thank you. We'll take a couple questions if you guys have them.
Before we ask you about the details of this person arrested accused of this, do you know when this news was delivered to the victim's family members?
Yeah, I'm going to allow and ask some of the law enforcement who have been leading these efforts to step up and answer some of those specific questions.
So the question was, were they notified or when?
They were notified. This had to be...
That's your first question?
Yes,
Jesus.
they were notified just after we made the arrest. They were actually one of the first people that we went to notify. And as you can imagine, it opened up a whole different set of emotions for the Brink family. I'm sure that it was with a sense of relief, but also with a whole new emotion that they're going to have to deal with.
And then, of course, we'll ask what led to this and talk about the person arrested, what you can say.
So while an arrest has been made, we are refraining from releasing much of the information that led to that arrest. We still have a lot of work to do in terms of, securing a conviction, because that's our next big focus right now. But we will release some details as they become available that we think are pertinent. The community deserves to know what happened and what led to that arrest, and we'll be happy to share that when the time is right.
Can you confirm, we've seen video of an arrest made at this Peter's beauty shop in Springdale. Can we confirm that that's where he was taken into custody today?
Yes.
So that was him?
Yes.
So that girl really did cut that guy's hair.
Motive, or do we feel this was random at this time?
We're not going to talk about his motive right now. We're still exploring and determining exactly what that motive was. So it'd be a little premature for us to speak on that tonight.
Anything on this gentleman's background here locally? We're getting word he might have been a youth teacher in the area. Is there anything of that sort that you can confirm for us tonight?
So what I'll say is he just recently moved here and had gotten a job to work at a local school here.
Do you know where he moved from?
I believe it was Oklahoma.
From Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Were you able to share where he was arrested specifically?
Wow. No connection.
It was the barber shop that this gentleman just mentioned.
Did the public play a role in this arrest, or I'm just wondering how this happened? Do you have investigators and there's word out there? How did we get to here?
So I will say that the public was instrumental. When we pushed out the initial information, we were asking for any video. A lot of the video footage that we received was instrumental in helping us identify this particular subject.
A lot of that was looking for a description of a vehicle. We know the description of a vehicle was seized, is being processed as evidence. The description seems to match up with what you recovered.
That's correct, yes, sir.
Can you talk about the calls, the tips? State police had to be flooded with calls and how difficult it is to sort through those and vet through those and really get to the core of this investigation.
The tips were, I will say, overwhelming. Once we set up a tip line, we were able to manage those quite well. But when we have to have that public assistance, and when we opened up that tip line, we were able to see what the public was interested in helping us, and it was overwhelming. We were getting them from Washington State, we were getting them from Illinois. They were coming in across the country, so they were instrumental.
When we think about what's going to happen next at Devil's Den, is there any sort of worry or concern that we might see a repeat, or we might see a decrease in the amount of people wanting to go to state parks at this point?
Do you want to answer that?
I don't know if we have a true indication of what the impact will be. I know it has greatly impacted this family with their loss, and as we kind of look forward to kind of navigate through this process and look at reopening trails and reopening other parts of the park, we're going to just kind of take our time in that. Right now, they're going to remain closed. I want to make sure that the Brink family has time to grieve, go through this process, time for our staff to assess the situation, and then we'll reopen it at the appropriate time.
Take maybe one or two last questions.
We've asked for information, the overall assessment, could that include possible changes, parks, maybe more surveillance cameras and stuff? It's sad that we need those, but some things that we've been asking about.
Sure. Even over the last few years, we are constantly in a process of evaluating needs at our parks for safety and security, looking at technology as a tool, making sure our staff, our park rangers, our law enforcement officers are equipped with the tools and the training to be
Well,
responsive to
it's weird that
emergencies.
they both just moved there. That's
It's
interesting.
been, a 5-day ordeal, and information has been pretty scarce. Can you talk to us a little bit about kind of the strategy behind that, and why information was kind of hard to, or why you didn't want to share as part of the investigation?
Sometimes when we share information, it actually creates a lot of running down trails that we don't want to go down. It actually hinders the investigation. As some of y'all are likely aware, there was a podcast that really, what we feel hurt the investigation. The interviews that were done were spreading information that we
I
were
told you guys that.
using to help locate, because the last thing we wanted to do was for him to be alerted that we were onto him, so to
And that's
speak.
why he was cutting his hair.
So that we try to give information that's going to help us identify this person, but we don't want to give anything that we don't want them to go underground. We don't want them to go into hiding. And so that's why we were very deliberate with the information and really on the timing that it was delivered. So that was kind of the strategy.
Thank you.
I'll just close out again by saying a big thank you to the men and women of our law enforcement, again, across every level, individuals who have stepped up and offered tips and information to our state parks team and their staff for everybody's collaborative effort over the course of the last several days. And again, we ask that every Arkansan remember this family and lift them up in prayer and offer condolences and comfort to them in any way that you can. So thank y'all again, and again, appreciate our law enforcement and prayers for all of Arkansas. Thank y'all.
All right, that wraps up a news conference that began at 9:30. You heard from the governor, heard from Colonel Mike.
Well, there they go. There they go. All right, guys, we're still trying to work on a goal in here. We see during that press conference, we made zero progress. So if you guys have the ability to help support the channel, that'd be great. Yeah, I mean, that's what I was trying to say. It's like when, I mean, there was interesting information on the podcast, but when you start showing the cars and, various things, then the killer knows what to do to get rid of, like, oh my God, they know about that, they know about this. So that's probably why he was getting his hair cut. He was probably going to make it so, his hair doesn't quite look the way it looked, made it really short. Yeah, I mean, I don't know about the eyewitnesses is fine, but he got a hold of the 911 operator. I would imagine she's going to get reprimanded. Why in the hell would she? That's the part I didn't understand, was why that quickly the 911 operator. Yeah, but once it's out, right? I mean, when the 911 operator came forward to a podcast, it's like, really? I mean, what would the... I mean, and gave like really sensitive information out, you know. So I don't know. I guess, you know, I mean, if I was, you know, when you're in that situation, it's hard to not investigate. I mean, they're coming forward and stuff like that. So, you know, I just think there's sometimes you just gotta have to say, man, I can't put this out, you know. And I think maybe they're getting back as that guy was hard on the cops because their tip line wasn't working and things like that. Why did they move to that state, and what were they running from? Yeah, well, I think it's interesting. They weren't running from anything. They were moving near the family members. I think it is interesting, however, that this guy seems to have moved recently too. Don't you think that's a little strange? Yeah, I mean, I don't know, Zozo. I was thinking she might have. I mean, why in the hell would you... a 911 operator, you know, come forward and then give her like sensitive information about, you know, what the girls were saying and all that kind of stuff. I mean, it's great, like if you're the guy that got them to say something, I guess. But at the same time, it was putting out information. I don't know. There's kind of this weird line, you know. It's hard to know where you know, if you're a reporter, you're just getting information. And if people are willing to give it to you, are you not supposed to do something? I don't know. It's weird. Well, but he's from Oklahoma. They're not from Oklahoma. They're from Montana and South Dakota at some point. I just think it's interesting that two sets of people who recently moved, there's a killing here. Did he move there for a particular reason? Like, did he know for some reason that that they were moving and sort of maybe knew her? I mean, who the hell knows? I don't know. It seems like it's going to be more likely that there's no connection, but it is interesting that they both moved at around the same time. And that hairstylist, I mean, that's the interesting one for today. It's like, that was correct. But don't forget the goal on the screen, you guys. I mean, as soon as that press conference started, it just died down like you wouldn't believe. Now it's going to be hard to get there. We're stuck at the same numbers we were before the press conference even started. Yeah, so this whole thing here, you know, this is her right here, Adriana Ruiz Alvos or whatever. She has this post that says, "Update: it was possibly him. I guess they said it was a double homicide. I asked if it was related to the Devil's Den incident. It's looking like it was. So I'm cutting a guy's hair and I'm shaking because now there's cops and detectives. Told them I haven't swept up the hair in case they need it, and they 100% said they did. I'm shaking mostly because it's starting to look like it could be the man they're looking for, but not sure yet." No, it was. So, you know, I mean, it's pretty crazy. You just never know what's going to happen. So, yeah, definitely. I mean, I wonder if, I mean, they must have just came barging in. No, they weren't spot on with anything in here. Don't give any, oh, they were spot on with they weren't even close on anything at all on that sketch to the real person, okay? I'm going to time anybody out that says that they look similar. There's nothing to complement whatsoever the sketch to the actual picture of the person. All right. It's just ridiculous. It's a horrendous sketch. That's why people don't rely on them. It's absolutely one of the worst likenesses I've ever seen in a sketch. All right. Like I said earlier, the only thing they got right was that they're both humanoid. Yeah, everything. There isn't one element that's similar. Okay, the eyebrows aren't even the correct shape. The eyes are totally wrong. The nose is a joke. I mean, it's not even close. The ears are pinned back on the guy on the right, and they stick out like Jumbo the clown or the elephant or whatever in the actual image. And then the guy's mouth is completely tiny, and it looks like an M shape. Over here, it's wider and looks straight as an arrow. Give me something, for God's sakes. Bye. It was from a scared witness. Bye. Who cares where it came from? Jesus, why does that bother you? This sketch is terrible, okay? And that's why people don't rely on them. If you went out in the public, would you ever have looked at that guy a second time? You would have ruled this guy out. You would have completely said, this guy has nothing to do with it. It's horrendous. And anybody that goes, oh, it's pretty good. I mean, they were scared. That just means you're just a biased person. These are people that came forward later. They're not scared of anything. They're sitting around at home and they're, oh, man, maybe that was the... And they came forward with some information, and one of them even said that they'll draw it. Now, I don't know if this is what they drew or a sketch artist with their description drew it, and they must have approved and said, yeah, that looks just like it. Now, if this was the Idaho 4 case, they would say, oh, they must have saw a different guy. You know, that's how they would do it. Who have the police the info on the sketch? I don't know what that means. Yeah, so don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and if you can help support the channel, that would be fantastic. We just sort of collapsed here. We're trying to have a momentum going into tomorrow, which is our donation night. I'm trying to get to a point where I can give away 4,000 for the month. We've already done 1,000. So if we could do another 3 more, that would be cool, but we need to get the numbers up here. Thanks, Deidre Gambrel. Very cool. Did they want to impede finding? No. I think that other information led to this guy here. And as a matter of fact, law enforcement, after putting out this sketch and seeing the picture from behind, they should have realized that something's not quite right with the ears, because even on this one, I mean, they are way sticking out here compared to that. Hey, thanks, Suzf. Yeah, I've been not too bad, Joshua. Not too bad. You know, stressful times, you know. Yeah, so let's, I guess we do have the video inside, so that the video on the highway is likely unrelated, because they must be some other big event. And so we got this one right here. This is inside, look at that. So that's like she was cutting his hair right there. And now they're taking pictures of the hair on the ground. I wish it was a longer video, but, I mean, taking pictures of it, and then they're going to collect it, and then they're going to compare it to DNA found at the crime scene, and it's going to match. And watch, it won't match, and then the guy ends up looking like this guy over here. It's Sazef gifted a membership. What do you mean, what happened? I agree. I don't understand that. The sketch looks like Mark Martin. Yeah, so obviously, so here the problem is when you gave out information. Yeah, he's got scruffy. His hair was kind of like this and this, and you're putting it out immediately to the public. Then he then shaves his face. He then goes and gets a haircut, and then loses everything else in that image. You know, but if you don't say anything, he might feel like he could keep some of those items. Hey, thanks, this account. How's it going? Let's see. Thank you, this account. Molly, what did... Hey, it's a Lanky Tor. What's going on? Sure, yeah. The gifted memberships count and everything. We're just not at the goal yet. Okay, Caligal. Nobody asked you either. I don't know why you always insert yourself like that. It's really kind of strange how you do that. Like, just move on with your own world. You aren't one of the people that are supporting, so I'm not sure why you're always, counting and watching and looking. Yeah, we're still not at the goal yet. Let's see, I'm late, but how did they know he was at the barbershop? Well, see, I think that they tracked him down while he was there and were already maybe following him because somebody turned in a tip. And they said, I think I know who that is. He owns that exact shirt and everything. I think that last image they put out is what led to the arrest. I don't think the car, it might have helped after somebody recognized him and said, he also has a black car. And he's got this, and then they were onto him. Let's see, I think someone... yeah, thanks so much. I bet you're right. Yeah, I mean, I that's what I think. That they had to have seen the picture that came out. I mean, this picture right here, somebody that knows him, you're going to recognize this. You probably knew that he had a shirt like that. And just the general shape, you might recognize him. Although, he just moved there recently, but I don't know. I can't find him, by the way, on Ben Verified, which is interesting. Let's see. Yeah, James, Andrew... we could do is let's see if we can. He looks kind of like a wrestler, Let's see if we type. Let's just go to here. James McGann. Is that how you spell it? Put that's how you do. This is how you use newspapers.com. If you put quotes on the sides, then it has to be in that order. And then maybe do what year is this? So maybe 2010 to he'd be pretty young there. 2010 to 2024. And let's just see what happens. And then maybe up here do Oklahoma. No. Yeah, I can't find him on Ben Verified. James McGann. Thanks, Lanky Tor. Thank you, Grave. You are a legend. Keep up the great work. Yeah, we just get rid of some of the trolls we get all the time. Just people just so ornery. It's weird stuff. Yeah, there's a 23-year-old and a 31-year-old, and that's without even putting any state. Did you find him in your program, Zozo? I didn't find. I don't. He's not been verified though. Oh, look at that. Hello, my name is Andrew McCann. I'm very excited to join the Dolphin family. A 4th grade math and writing teacher. I graduated from Oklahoma State University in May. Wow, see, he might be, if he's a 4th grade teacher and one of the girls are, whether 7 and 9, I think his target was one of the girls. And that's why he was even a teacher. You know what I mean? That just seems, now that seems like that's got to be what it is. Thanks. So where is this found? I mean, who went out and found this somewhere? Donald, this is August 2nd, 2020. So there must be a reason he left that school, though. You know, they may have been sort of getting on to him, so he said, I'll transfer, yeah, see you later. And then he went somewhere else, and his urges built up so great that on that day he just couldn't control himself. Hello, my name is Andrew. Yeah, let's see. And then it says, math and writing teacher. I graduated from Oklahoma State University. Go Pokes, yay! In May with a BS in elementary education. Hey, thank you up there to Angel Fire, who gifted 5, and there's Sandy. And I'll donate 5 here in a little bit. In May with a BS in elementary education. I have a substitute for the past. No, I have been a substitute for the past 2 years in Tulsa County, Oklahoma, and a student teacher for the spring 2022 semester. So he calls himself. Wait, what do they? Hold on. Oh, Andrew. Okay, let me. That might be what the problem is. Andrew McGann, Oklahoma. Now there he is. Andrew James McGann. Jeez. That's crazy. I mean, which one's right, I guess, you know? So I have him here. So hold on a second. Finally. So we got he has 0 social media profiles been verified. Address history, though. Looks like Bixby, Oklahoma, and Tulsa. Chicago and Dallas, he has addresses. I'm on a track. I mean, he's pretty young, so I mean, if he's a predator, he might not be in, the last 8 years probably. There, let me try this one site that I go to that I can check on his phone number. Maybe we can get a map location or something where he. All right, hold on. 3. This guy's last phone number that's his mobile number. That should work. I'm just checking on something on the side, you guys, so hold on. Shit. The Control-C function hasn't been working very good lately. For me, for some reason. Alright, let's check. I'll let you know here in a second. Let's see. I mean, that's interesting that he's a teacher for young kids. Like 4th grade, you're about 11. You know, so he might be interested in small, or not even 11. I think you're, what are you, like 10 probably. And so he might be interested in younger kids, and they came by, so he killed the parents. You know, I don't know, man. I actually don't know. It's just crazy, though. All right, so he does have, wow, look at this. He has a pin in Oklahoma. Let's see what the address is. And this one does have an address, and it's 5312 East 121st Place. Let's see. And Oklahoma's pretty close, actually. So he didn't live too far away. We'll figure that out here in a minute. So he lived in Bixby, Arizona, Oklahoma. All right, so there it is. Here we go. And he probably lived right here in this house, right there. That's where his cell phone pinged. So he might probably live with his parents or something. Which makes sense, you know, he's sort of like a, maybe he's a little bit like Stearns or something, you know. Andrew. Andrew McGann. Okay. So yeah, I mean, look at that's not far away at all, really. This he moved from here to, I mean, this is it's only 90 miles right there. So I don't know how he would be connected to them. You know, they came from Montana here, right there, and then also she had a connection to South Dakota right there. So what connection would any of them have to him, who just lives in this area? So to me, this seems like it's unrelated, and he went there stalking people, and I think maybe he thought he could kill both parents and somehow abducted, you know, do something with the girls or something. I think that might be what is going on here, because I don't see, geographically, it doesn't really make sense that he has a connection. He moved to this area. I mean, when they say this area, what area were they talking about in that press conference? Anybody know? Yeah. All right, I'll check it out, Robin. I'm just looking at some other stuff first. Yeah, let me look at some, what else does he have on there? All right, you got that. He's guess what? He's on Telegram, everybody. Hello. And he was last seen there on June 15th, 2024. So he's on Telegram. Guess what his name was? Hunter. Hunter of people. What do you think of that? He was on Telegram. See that right there? Look at that. Telegram. Hunter was his first name on there. Yeah. Whew. That's crazy. I mean, people have Telegram accounts. Not everybody on Telegram's crazy. I've used Telegram. Remember during the Israeli conflict, you could see like the actual shit that the Palestinians were doing to the, you know, these innocent Israeli people, just, you know, butchering them like you know, cattle. I mean, it was just sick. But it was on there, and But it's also used by predators. And Stephen Stearns, if you remember that, he was at the he was on Telegram that night at 11:40 something. That night, the same night that Madeline Soto was killed. And by the way, I did purchase, helping out the docket. I gave him like $300. We're buying there's 40 hours worth of stuff associated with Stearns. So I don't know if you guys are interested in some other crap. I think it might be kind of interesting to see. You can learn more about these predators. I think it's important for everybody to be really knowledgeable about these guys. I mean, they're just, that the only way to be able to fight it is to know what they're doing. I'm not sure what that means. Took his job. No, he's a teacher, this guy. All right, the other one that was sent was this one by Zozo. It said, Andrew McGann was Jax's fourth grade teacher when he was a student at Donald Elementary. Is that over in Oklahoma? There's one in Arkansas. Several classmates noticed inappropriate behavior. Oh, there you go. See, that's what I was saying. From him towards several girls in the class. It was reported to the principal, and that's probably why he left. Heather Shorter at the time, and he was allowed to... oh my God, it's exactly what I just said. Isn't that crazy? Look at this. This is what I predicted a minute ago. I didn't even get to read this yet. Listen to this. It said, Andrew McGann was Jax's fourth grade teacher when he was a student at Donald Elementary. Him and several classmates noticed inappropriate behavior from him towards several little girls in class. It was reported to the principal, Heather Shorter, at the time, and he was allowed to resign without any... See, I just said that. As I said, I bet you he left that school and then went to another one. That's hilarious. See that, man? You do this show for a while and you just... things are just... she sent me this. I didn't read it yet, though. I'm now popping it open. Let's see. Finding out he went on to kill a couple in front of their two girls is horrifying, and the fact that there were warning signs and he was continually allowed around children is a travesty. And so I actually, that whole idea with that backpack, we brought it up. I thought it was kind of weird, but maybe he was going to get that 7-year-old or even the 9-year-old and put her in the backpack. Maybe he was going to drug her or something and then carry her out of that in that backpack. And he was just waiting for an opportunity. Isn't that crazy? Wow, that's just that's unreal. That's so funny, though. That's exactly what I was just thinking. Now that we find out that he's a teacher and he just moved, I was thinking, man, he must have left because they were kind of getting onto him, I said, and then he left, and now he's a teacher somewhere else. That's just crazy, man. It's weird. See, I guess when you cover these cases for a long time, that's what it just seems like you just can kind of figure it out. Somebody just told me the other day that I'm intuitive or something. They said, "Great, you know what? That people can't do what you do. It's weird. You sort of." I was like, I don't know. But I don't know. Sometimes I don't know. I'm not psychic or anything. I just based on other stuff we've always done, you just sort of figure it out. Now, if I pretended I was a psychic, man, I could do really well. That's just me. All right. So what was the name of that school? Oh, yeah, and somebody sent me an email. Let me check. Oh, I got too many emails. Man, I don't even know which one to look at. My God, I got like 10. Oh, these are for the press conference earlier, I guess. I become very prejudiced against people. Here's a picture outside. Oh yeah, so there's a picture, I guess, of the car being towed. Thank you for sending that, Mia. So right there, that's kind of what see that little part in the back that goes back? So Elena, if you're still here, what was the make and model? Where did you hear that, by the way? I can't tell what it is by looking at it. Not sure if this went through the first time. Yeah. Yeah, that looks just like the vehicle. So it's a Kia Stinger. That wasn't one of the ones we talked about yesterday, was it? Or well, was it? Maybe it was one of the ones that ChatGPT suggested, though. Here, let's go. Let me go look at that. All right, what was the very first one up here? Let's go. After I called it out for saying a white Elantra. And what do you call it again? It was Kia, right? Let me see if the word Kia is even on this screen. Okay, Kia Stinger. 2018, aggressive slope from roof to rear, strong C-pillar angle, sport sedan proportions, broad side. So that one has a check mark on it. So, and then side-by-side guess ranking based on image alone. See, they have Kia Stinger down to 3rd place. And they had Dodge Charger and Mazda. And then down here, strongest match so far is the Kia Stinger. That unmistakable sweeping roof line, low wide stance, RWD layout proportions, long nose, short rear. Look at down here. Verdict. It's very likely a Kia Stinger. Man, I guess ChatGPT nailed it back then. And then I think maybe it changed it later because we kept saying, well, it's... Let's see. Based on how wide, low in your second image, a Kia Stinger still edges it out as a better match. It just has the more planted, high-performance silhouette that the mystery car gives off. Would you like me to overlay both a Mazda... I should have said yeah to that. And it said, oh, that's fire, sport bag, lift back. So then once we introduced these other vehicles, it shifted off of what it originally... Right here it says, Kia Stinger, close but slightly more angular. So it still kept throwing it out there, you know. So good job, ChatGPT. Yeah, I never got to go to it yet. Let's see. That's funny. There it is. I guess. Maybe. Is that? I don't know. Is that it? That looks like a Honda. It says it right there. What happened? Or maybe. I don't know. Is that a Honda? Oh, no. That's Kia. Yeah, that's a Kia. I think that's a different vehicle than the other street view, isn't it? Yeah, it's a whole totally different car there. Huh. Isn't that weird? 2 black cars, and this street view, though, is March 2025, and this one is October 2021, so that's not... That might be another car that he had, but he got the... This one is from March of this year, this shot right there. So that's it, huh? Let me go back this way a little bit. Yep, there it is. I mean, it has everything's on there that's the same. See, look at that. Even that little small window back there. Crazy. He's inside that house right there. I hadn't got there yet. I was going to go to Street View later. I was just trying to get to the things that people sent me. We really don't have things happen like that here. Yeah, well, a lot of times people, they just get away with it. All right, I'm going to send in, I'll send in 5 memberships, but let's see if we can get 5 more. I'm trying to have a good night tonight to lead into tomorrow and see what we can do. Let's see. Alright. I'm going to skip the ad. I hate when the ad's playing. Yeah, hit that like button, everybody. Pretty easy to do. Pretty easy to do. Pretty easy to do. Yeah, I bet you anything that's his parents' house. He doesn't own that thing. Yeah. And I wouldn't doubt if that other car was his too. He just bought like an upgrade. Hey, thanks, Gray. So if anybody else out there wants to help donate some memberships, we got a lot of individuals in here that have the white names, so that means they're not channel members. It'd be cool to... These are always those good nights to gift channel memberships to people. Yeah, when you think he'd live with his parents, I don't think a teacher buys a house like that. I mean, some states, though, you'd be surprised that, like, you can buy a mansion for $300,000, you know? I mean... It's like that same house was in L.A. or something. It'd be like every house here, if it was in L.A., would be over $1 million for sure. It's like a new area. I bet this whole area was built in the last, I'm going to guess, 10 years. Let's see. Look at that. 2016, that's what it looked like. Looks like Google Earth crashed on me. Andrew McGann. Yeah, it was the 5312, right? Remember that one case we did where there was like the Indian family and they got killed by, this guy just killed him. I mean, it was the weirdest thing in the world. And then we went back to Google Earth and there's an image of them on the side of the road like plotting out where they're building this business. I mean, it was so weird to see that. You know, so they were, you know, in the street view image, they're literally at the property looking at a place that they were going to build there. And then later on it was built and they were killed there, but you see them when they're in the planning stage standing there at the property. right. Got to redo this. I bet his history is going to make people embarrassed that he was let to walk around. He's not a Koberger copycat, okay? Come on, you guys. Jesus, everybody's Koberger now, you know. But to me, it's more similar to Delphi. You know, you got a guy walking on a trail. He uses a knife, kills people. There's this weird image that pops out, and then he, you know, and he apparently he looks like he's into little girls. I don't know if they have the membership, but we notice how it just went, just absolutely died in here. We need to have those great nights, you know, where we, you know, I don't know, it's hard to explain, but we just seem like we don't have, there's always these massive lulls. Just recently a teacher there, like he moved there to be a teacher there, is that what you're saying? Okay, because that's where he lives in Springdale now. Okay. So you're saying he worked here. And he just got so worked up at school that he... what a nut job. That right there. Good evening. All right, I'll do my spiel again. So every night we do these shows, and you know, the people watching the show support the channel, and then at the end of the month, my channel, you know, I try to bring in enough income where I can donate thousands of dollars, and that's what we're trying to do this month. We had a really bad first 3 weeks and sort of picked it up a little bit here when the Koberger documents came out. So I'm trying to have a good end of the month here. Our donation night's tomorrow. Make sure to show up for that. But I need you guys' support when we watch these shows, you know. Any amount matters too. Like if you send in $1.99 or $1, somebody sends in $3, $4, you know, when you pile them all together, it makes a big difference for the channel. So if you have the ability to, I don't want you giving away your milk money or something like that, but if you have the ability to, I would appreciate your support. And that's all I can say. I don't have a way to make stuff magically appear. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Maybe he's talking to the kids or something, Elena. You never know. You never know. Dad looked like a nonsense guy. Yeah, I don't know, you know, how this guy, he doesn't seem very big to me. I mean, he looks somewhat stocky, but he's, I don't know, maybe he was a wrestler. Oh, you hit the little dollar sign below the video there. It's like a super chat, it's called. Yeah, pretend I'm at Starbucks. That's how I always look at it. I do these 3-hour shows, you know. I mean, I spend a hell of a lot more time than a Starbucks person making your coffee, I can tell you that. And my God, these shows are so much better than a cup of coffee. It's like having 100 cups, you know. Yeah, buy me a coffee is always good too. Because we have, let's see, absolutely zero any other source other than right here on the show. We have no coffees purchased. We have no PayPals. We have no Cash Apps. We have no Venmos. We have nothing. Yeah. If the kids were running up ahead of the parents, this idiot could have started to engage with them. Yeah, maybe. I mean, that's kind of what Elena just said. Well, pretend I served you some decaf, Ruthie. All right. Come on, Gray, you're a godsend. You can do magic with all your insight. Right, I didn't say I was leaving or anything. I'm trying to get some support for the channel, it doesn't matter when I say it, it just sort of doesn't, it falls on deaf ears. It's weird. I can't figure out how to share a membership link. I have an iPhone. Yeah, I don't know. Zozo, you have to go to like YouTube on the browser, and then it shows up there. Apples suck for YouTube. Yeah, they take like 30%, but you know, it's convenient for people. Yeah, they buy me a coffee that we've put in many times. Not one person used it. It's right here. Elementary, Donald Elementary, Northwoods Fine Arts Academy. These are all places he's worked before. He's only 28. I mean, isn't that a red flag that he's moving all over the place? That's where's Donald Elementary School? I don't see one. There's one in Texas, but I don't know, man. I need to see the sources when we get these. I don't know. It's pretty sad when you have 700 people watching and you say, hey, everybody, you know, not one person out of 700. Let's see. Yeah, well, Texas, but he doesn't, I don't see anything associated with him in Texas. Let's see if I do address. Well, yeah, there was 90. He lives in Texas, actually, July to September of 2024. Maybe we should put that in there and see what happens. Hey, thanks, Clad. Hey, somebody heard out there. Yeah, look, there's Elena. Thank you. All right, let's see. Oh, well, that one is... Oh, there's another... What case is that? So apparently he lived or had some kind of a connection to that. That's an address that he had. What is this place? White Rock Creek. This is Lennox. What was that? Lennox Lake High. That's apartment. So he lived here. Almost looks like, I mean, look at that car right there. You know, who knows, man? But apparently he lived here in 2024 for a while. McGann lived. Alright, so you got that. Let's go down to Street View really quick. Yeah, there's one right there. And this is July 2024. When was that satellite image? That doesn't say. That's February 2024. And then there's a March 2025. But he lived there. And then what was the name of that? Let me see. Schools in the area. What was the name of that one? And I have to go try to find it. Nah, it's gone now. Oh yeah, Donald Elementary. Let's see if it's close to this. I mean, so it's kind of like Dallas, right? But you have to drive all the way over there. L.O. Donald Elementary School. No, it's up here, right there. That's probably easier to get to. Yeah, you know, it's like, it's almost, the only way you could kind of compare, I could see mentality-wise to Koberger would be, he went to this park, and he was hell-bent on finding somebody because his urges were built up, and, you know, he ends up killing two parents, yeah, because he wanted to get one of the girls, and, you know, he just took all these crazy, you know, even though he shouldn't have done it with all the people around walking, you know, or just as a human being, but I mean, as far as a criminal mind would go, it seems like it was kind of stupid timing, right in the middle of the day with people walking all over the place. He just couldn't control himself anymore. Oh yeah, yeah, we got the trolls always showing up all the time, especially the guys on Reddit, man. What a bunch of clowns. They're embarrassing. Let's see. Ding 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 ding. Wow, that's cool. Look at that. All right, awesome. These people are so stupid. It's unreal. The trolls are everywhere. Man, thanks, Bird Dog Outdoors up there. I mean, why do you think his urges were so built up like? Well, I just think he's a predator. You know, he probably wasn't able to. He's always fantasized about this, doesn't he? Just these predators, when, like, let's say he was never able to, you know, realize what he wants to do with any of the other girls that he was inappropriate with or whatever. So he's finally like, I gotta do it. I'm gonna do it. He just worked himself up and he went and did it. I mean, that just seems almost idiotic to the timing that he chose. I mean, it's, you know, it's crazy. There's people walking all around the trails, and I mean, there's a picture of him standing there. Hey, what's going on, Russian Aloha? I haven't seen you in a million years. What have you been doing? Yeah, by the way, show up tomorrow and you'll see why I try to raise funds on every night, okay? We've already given out $1,000 this month. Tomorrow I'm going to finish off our scholarship fund, so Zozo, get ready to go. Maybe we can get ready for fall term for somebody. That's usually the start of the school year. All right, we got I haven't seen Plato in a million years, though. What's she doing? Yeah. That's. I think he was there hunting children. I think his name, Hunter, that he used on Telegram is pretty appropriate. Yeah, that's what I said earlier. I think he went there, he was waiting, and he was looking for young girls, and they just happened to be the only young girls that came by with a family, and it was just too much for him. Well, I think fall term is usually like in October, the school year, late September. And, we could just do the same way we did last time with videos only, it's just, that was so much easier, wasn't it? Instead of reading 17 million AI-generated applications. Ugh. Ugh. Yeah, because we've given out 2 years in a row. We've given out $6,000 each year, so $12,000 out in scholarships. The first year we did two $3,000 scholarships, but we thought, well, let's just make it 3 $2,000. So that's what we did last year, and basically Zozo and Plato are the ones that went through all the submissions. They were written one. There was like 500 written applications. And then last year we switched it over to videos, so we did the three $2,000 ones, and that made it a lot easier. So you had to do a video submission, and there's already 5,000 in it right now, and then we'll get it to 6,000, and then it'll be closed out, and then we'll start reviewing applications, and this is for people in the criminal justice world going to school. Are you guys interested in that? Or I don't see one comment. So he was going to put one of the kids in the bag. I don't know. That's what I was thinking the other day. I was thinking, man, he couldn't bring that bag to put one of the girls in. That means he would have had to drug the girl or kill her and put her in the bag, and he's going to do whatever he was going to go do later. I think this guy's a sick person. I think you're not going to find a connection at all. I think you're going to find that it's just a crazy coincidence that they both moved, because the dad moved over there to be next to his family, I guess, his mom, and he was working at a milk factory, and then he got a job as a milk delivery person over here. This guy is a predator moving from school to school. I mean, what a horrendous. My God, it must. That's one of those things where it's embarrassing to the people that live there. You have these awesome people move to your area to sort of, they're starting a new sort of a life, near family and everything, and they get killed by some psycho in a park. It's crazy. You're going to Thailand, huh? Jeez, awesome. Are you taking the family, or just going with some friends? Mm-hmm. Well, I think the motive is going to be the kids. That's what I think. And I think there's probably more information that those kids said. I mean, now you guys want to listen to the audio files that I had? Let's see. Well, what we could do is try to find today. I downloaded the audio files. Ah, shit. Where was he arrested, by the way? Where is the salon? Like, what town is that in? Was it over here in... Well, where are we at here? Now I'm completely off. Was it like in Fayetteville, or anybody know? Springdale? So what county is that? Oh, Springdale. Okay, so that's where Well, that's kind of interesting, because isn't that the same town that... Ah, shit. I keep losing pins. Okay, yeah, that's Springdale. Right, and see, they recently moved there. So that's sort of interesting, but I mean, I guess that's the only, it's like the main town near there, near the park, right? So it's not that crazy. I mean, here's Fayetteville, but, you know, the Brinks just moved to the same town. They were close to that. Oh, man. Stupid light just turned on. So is that also in Washington County then? Hold on. What county is Springdale, Arkansas? Washington. All right. So I have these 5 scanner audios from that time. Do you want to go through these? We can just listen to them. Looks like, let's see, how's this working? Like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. You know, this is, yeah, something like that. Let's just see. Well, here's what we'll do. How about we go out to the site and just play them from there? Because they've already removed the blank audio. So, all right, so let's go to Archive, United States, Arkansas. Then we go to Washington County. And I think the one that we used the other day was, it might be, is it the public safety one that we used? Northwest Arkansas Public Safety. And then there's also Northwest Arkansas State and Local Police. I guess maybe we can just try each one. So this is the 30th. Remember, this was off by an hour. What time did they say that was? 4 or something? So why don't we go with this one first? So let's see, we see 326. What does that look like?
Fire Company, your breaker making service.
It's only 4 minutes long.
Service, 1524. Fire Medic 3. Medic 3, go ahead. Medic 3, transporter 1, 724, code 2, Washington Regional. Medic 3, transporter.
Medic 2 is at destination.
Medic 2, destination, 1528.
What happened to the monitor there? It's weird. Let me add that again. Oh, now it's back. I don't know what happened. Maybe this is it right here. It's a lot of...
Medic 11, Prairie Grove for responders, 31 Alpha, near Sinksby, 104 South Baggett, operations op 44, timeout 1531.
Fire Company, 380 responding.
380 responding at 1531.
Sounds like memory.
Medic 11 is responding.
Medic 11 responding at 1531.
For a central assist, unknown medical, Oakshire Apartments, 2599 East Kents Drive, Apartment 10, crossover Northeast Oaks Drive, North Crossover Road. Engine 5, respond for a central assist, unknown medical, Oakshire Apartments, 2599 East Kents Drive, Apartment 10, crossover Northeast Oaks Drive, North Crossover Road, time at 1530.
Medic 11 on T, 1532. Medic 9.
Squad 51.
26 Charlie, dictation 2599 East Kents, Apartment 10. Operations Ops 40, time out 1533.
Remember Emergency? That show, that was a good one.
Medic 1, Post Station 7. Medic 10, Post Station 5. Medic 4, Post Station 8. Medic 6, Post Station 9. Responding 1534. You're responding to 2599 East Kents Drive, Apartment 10. 6 out.
55 copy.
Letter 6, respond for essential assist, highly intoxicated male at 1633 West Halsell Road. Unit B will be above the garage. Cross of North Oliver Avenue, North Cross Avenue. Letter 6, respond for essential assist, highly intoxicated male at 1633 West Halsell Road. Unit B, cross of North Oliver Avenue, North Cross Avenue. PD on scene. Scene is safe. Timeout 15:35.
I think that's the one. Let me go back over here. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to determine. 326 to 356. Didn't they say it was at 456 or something like that? Let's just try this one. It should be top.
Ladder 4C, you're at half a tank.
Medic 6 posted station 9. Medic 6 posted.
Ladder 4C, you're below a quarter. Street C, ladder 4, fire is out.
That's fire.
Military command.
What's going on with that? Arkansas State and local police. I don't know. Maybe I can look for this on my own. I don't want to wait.
Harassment, 815 Spring Street, 815 Spring Street, apartment number 5. Victor Ashley Johnson, be ex-boyfriend. He's harassing her. What's press charges? Copy around. 185. 185. 185, go ahead. Be back in, arrest. We got flip into the original. Cover that. Start on medical. Medical in service.
I mean, it was a pretty big deal. It sounds like there was just car chase with a bunch of cops, and they used the spike strip, everything. Arkansas State and local police. Is that the one we were doing? And then let's see. This one is Arkansas Public Safety. This is police, fire dispatch, Washington, Benton, Carroll. Let's see. Let's try that one. So this would be, I think it was an hour.
10477. 10466.
On for essential assist, highly intoxicated male.
Gonna go. You got one rear down now. 10-4. 3 Zebra 67 Otta AH 4s.
To Fletcher and Lafayette.
63. I'm saying. Texas 224.
Page 3007. 72 1050. Screen to the 410 and 323.
20.
Here, I can do. You want to hear what it sounds like, you guys? See?
32301. He's
nailed it.
I'm going to speak to the manager a minute, but you can say today. 4 there's one up. So you can match it up with the victims up there. Go.
Screen to the 351 and 228.
116. I don't know if you copy. I'm cleared on the NBC. Roger 147.
Oh, I hear it.
Copy.
Hey, thank you. You tell me, Russell. You start calling reference to this.
144. Go ahead.
State took over at the hospital. I'll be coming here.
10-4. Something and out.
Is that what it is? Lupita's Beauty?
10-4. FDS 10 times.
Box 41-5, 4111, Pavard EMS, Springdale Fire. Respond to 107 Street and South Bloomington Street for an NBC. Respond on Ops 5, time of tone 1633. Wait, okay. 466, 1083. Yeah, 4466. Well, out there, 5. Go ahead. I sent you Omar Gonzalez out of Georgia with the alias of Armando Perez with the same date of birth, but it's expired since 2012 and it's no picture on it. What are you? Well, 23. Sure. Washington County was UTL, all the way down to Brentwood for that mail walking. Yeah, 4, I'll be 98.
171, go with your ending mileage.
30285. Yeah, 4, I got it. Clear this call.
Awesome.
Yeah, 4. Well, I guess we'll go through to the 73. You can stay north, I'll go to the south.
So, yeah, so I got an email. Let me see those emails again. Let's see. Let's see if we can match all this. Hold on. Save as. Put in there. And let me go back, get the next one out. That was 429. So maybe it's in this one.
Dalton County. Dalton, you can send me that information. We still got her. Do you want us to patch?
I'm 47 County. Macleod 248, Macleod 248. Number priority 1 at 12761 South Highway 59. 12761 South Highway 59 for NBC. Macleod stairs 1731.
I'll be 1012. We'll take civilian rider.
Copy. Headquarters 37.
Good.
1019 is 1686 North Stevens Avenue, 1686 North Stevens for a parking call.
Runtown 255 on scene.
Copy 255 on scene.
39.
Medic 5, Engine 5, fall injury, 2175 Orchard Street, 2175 Orchard Street, cross of East Robinson Avenue and Lakeside Avenue, map page 5080.
Midtown, this is 255, transporting 1, starting mileage 10.6. 4777.
Yeah, I don't know.
Simple.
Medic 5 vision 1.
Thanks, Jenny.
David 325 now.
David 325.
Adam Sam Union 05 Ida. Show myself and David 326 out on a supplemental at 2107 Turner. 20.
Oh, 05 low.
05.
Tag you looking for is Boy Nora, A1 C Charles. Boy Nora, A1 C Charles.
10-4. We've sent it to our troopers in Washington County.
Run, Oklahoma, Queen Young Sam 046, Queen Young Sam 046. We're going to be out with this vehicle at Huntsville Mill.
10-4. Are you going to be Springdale or Fayetteville?
Springdale.
10-4.
172. 172. Return to stage for prisoner transport. CID to jail. Copy.
1901, so it's going to be a haircut and beauty shop.
10-4.
Well, we're going to have one detained.
Or copy 1 detained.
Well, can you get us a transport? Or anyway.
All right, so here's the thing. I've been on the side over here. I think this is what this is. See right there? That fence right here, I think that is, it's hard to tell. I mean, there's a pole there, so I got the pole and that. This street view is from, let's see, 2023, so yeah, keep that in mind. And it looks like that's in this parking lot right here. And then in the background of the image, you have this fence, which is right over here, and then the chimney, which is right there, and then kind of that same exact kind of roof, and then there's another little door over there. Definitely looks like that. So, yeah, I mean, it looks like this is the right salon. So this is I think that's happening like right here in this back parking lot. So there you go. So it is that salon there. Lupita's Beauty Salon. All right. Hit the save. There we go. Everything's saved now. I didn't hear it say that. I can go back, though. I was just trying to focus on what I was doing.
Everybody's close. Mark you, please. Detained.
Or copy 1 detained.
Well, can you get us a transport? Or anybody that's close? Mark you, please.
10-4. 9405.
Go ahead.
We're sending all 23 to you. Do you still need troopers on the interstate to Bolo?
I think we're good for now. Well, I think we've got what we were looking for.
And 4, we'll advise in the clear.
Lowell, you may already give it out. Won't that,
Let me go
Springdale
back.
or Fayetteville?
Springdale.
10-4.
1272. 172. Return to stage for prisoner transport. CID to jail. Copy.
1901, so it's going to be a haircut and beauty shop.
10-4.
Lowell, we're going to have one detained.
Prisoner transport. CID to jail. Copy.
1901, so it's going to be a haircut and beauty shop.
10-4.
Lowell, we're going to have one detained.
He said haircut and beauty shop. Yep, he did say that.
Or copy 1 detained.
Lowell,
Good ear, Lisa. Good ear.
Or anybody that's close, mark you, please.
10-4. 405.
Go ahead.
We're sending all 23 to you. Do you still need troopers on the interstate to Bolo?
I think we're good for now. Lowell, I think we've got what we were looking for.
And 4, we'll advise in the clear.
Lowell, you may already give it out. Won't that Oklahoma tag check back to?
9405 returns on a
Oklahoma.
black 2022 Kia Stinger
There it is.
hatchback to an Andrew.
That's the one right there. There it is. I'll rewind it. This is the one right here. We found it. Awesome. Yeah, actually, I was about to say his name too. But it said it's Kia Stinger and everything. All right.
Oklahoma tag check back to?
9405 returns on a black 2022 Kia Stinger hatchback to an Andrew McGann 1052.
05 Lowell.
9405.
Next up, 1011. Advise what's be going to Troop Ellenwood.
10-4. 9405.
Go ahead.
First response towing, 20-minute ETA. They've been advised to bring it back to headquarters. Basic one in service. Basic one in service.
Mavic 9 in service.
Basic 9 in service at 1730.
Let's go to the next one.
Well, can you check and get a ETA from first response?
10-4. 9405.
Go ahead.
They're 2 minutes out.
10-4, thank you.
The transport.
10-4.
Well, first response is 97.
10-4. 97.
Well, it was Lisa's the one that heard it. I was trying to figure out if this was the right salon.
That's essentially a unknown
But I
medical
found
call
the
in
file.
6295 West Cooper Ridge Lane, cross streets of Dead End and Double Springs. Engine 7 response is essential EMS with an unknown medical call on 6295 West Cooper Ridge Lane, cross streets of Dead End and Double Springs. Time out.
Yeah, it's weird that they have him a different name on the document they put out. I couldn't find him earlier because he has a different first name that, like his name is Andrew J. McGann, but they have him as James Andrew McGann on the, on these things that were produced, like an image of him. So I don't know where they got that, but his name is Andrew James McGann, not James Andrew McGann. And at least that's what his name is, even on his driver's license and everything, So.
1735.
He also goes by Hunter on
Engine 7
Telegram.
CDC responding for a 30-year-old female patient with
He goes by the name Hunter on Telegram
cerebral
because he hunts little girls.
palsy who is currently vomiting. Engine 7 copies.
Hey, Darren, how do you want me to handle the beeping sound that comes on? I'm not psychic. I don't know when it's coming on. How do you want me to handle it?
Medic 1 responding. Medic 1 responding at 1737. Medic 1, you're responding to 6295 West Copper Ridge for a 30-year-old female vomiting, confused.
Medic
1 out of
5,
12, 1 out of
engine
12.
5, fall injury, 2175 Orchard Street, 2175 Orchard Street, cross of East Robinson Avenue and
17 Bravo 1, 17 Bravo 1, she was having back pain.
GHI Medical.
Okay, I think that's probably going to be about it. They were transporting him, and I think that's all they did. They got what they were looking for, they said. Oh, yeah? Yeah, I really care about the audio on mine, so I hate it when, like this program that I'm using, StreamYard, if you have it on echo cancellation, it takes over your mic. It's stupid, and it changes the levels, and then as soon as you switch it back. Well, anyways, does anybody want to call in? We reached the goal, so I got another 45 minutes here. How about we see if we can get some people to call in? And you don't have to, it's not like a phone number. You just click on StreamYard and don't have your camera, and we can hear what you're saying anyways. All right? So here we go. We got that in there. And by the way, what we just did right there, I'm one of the only channels that has the ability to do that. I am able to map things out, look exactly at an image and tell you here's where we're at. Quickly go out and find an audio file. We did it yesterday too. And, we just try to get all of the information put together. Now, I'm glad that, they made an arrest here. Now it's like putting the pieces of the puzzle together, similarly to the Idaho 4 case, where now all these documents are coming out, and you can sort of see what they had. This one's, just happened, and I'm sure he's not going to plead guilty or anything. Why does it blink like that? What the hell is that? Hold on. Let me try that again. Yeah, that's weird. I'm not sure why it's losing that. Hey, what's going on, Timothy? Let me turn off it's going to echo, so hold on a second. I've got to echo cancellation. There we go. All right.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, well, you hadn't spoken yet. But I just
okay.
I just wanted to make sure. I just wanted to make sure you didn't have the echo. Right.
No, thanks. I appreciate that. I just can't believe this guy who he was so depraved. I mean, why would he do? I don't know why he would do that in front of a bunch of people on a trail, man. I can't understand that.
Yeah, like why would you do it at all?
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
About the urge getting too strong, and he just had to do it. But man, that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean that's the only thing you can come up with, right? I mean, he why would he do it with people walking around, and he was so into it? I mean, so that's the thing is the mother and father probably they are heroes because they got the kids to run away because that was what they weren't trying to he might be stabbing all of us. I think they knew that he was a predator towards them and had them run away.
Yeah, that's insane. I don't know. It's a kind of weird case, and I don't think that's his house because I don't think he could afford that house.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm sure it's his parents' house at that point.
I mean, I know in some states you can afford more stuff, but what state is this again?
It's in Arkansas.
Well, okay, well maybe he could afford it, but I don't know. I mean, teachers don't make very much money though. So.
Yeah, that's not. I think that's. I bet you that might be his parents' house, or he lives with some other people or something. Because he lives in an apartment. He lived in an apartment. I don't know where he lived right now. Like, where did he? None of us know where he just moved to, because apparently he lives. Let's see, where am I at here? Like, he lives in this town called. What the hell's the name of that again? No, Springdale. But we don't know where he lives. We know that that there's a school right here, and then he went to a salon here. So I would imagine that he lives kind of in like northeastern Springdale, like somewhere like up here, because he would probably want to live near the school and he'd probably want to, and then he got a haircut at a place in that same general area. So that's what I would think.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I don't know. That's I was kind of late, so I got to catch up on some of the details. But I mean, it just sounds like just a total nut job, man. Like the guy. Like,
Yeah,
and then I
yeah,
guess
no,
he quit his job and then got hired again at another school. I wonder how.
well, it sounds like he's going all over the place. I mean, he's only 28 years old. How many people are 28 and then they've already taught at 4 different places?
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like he's like, "Ooh, they're getting on to me. They're getting on to me. I've got to get the hell out of here."
Yeah, especially because the teachers I think they get like pensions and stuff if they stay working at the same place for like a long time. I don't know if I'm correct on that, but I don't think they'd want to be jumping around. You'd want to work for a long time with one district, like a one school district.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's crazy.
All right, man. Well, I'm gonna keep listening, and then we'll see
All right.
what goes on with the case. So I just thought
All
I'd
right,
call in and
yeah.
get started. So, all right.
Cool. Well, have a good one. Thanks.
All right, bye.
Here, I'm going to try to I'm not sure why it's blinking on and off this thing here. All right. Hey, what's going on? Grant. Is there a Grant there? You got to unmute your mic. I mean, I have a brother named Grant. I don't know if you're Grant, but hello, Grant. I'm going to remove you. I don't know what you're doing. Let's see. Thank you, Forgetful Mandy. Very cool. Very cool. Seems crazy, doesn't it? I think the children were, in fact, his target. Yeah, that's what we were saying. I mean, I even said yesterday, maybe that backpack, I thought it was kind of weird to say, but at the same time, it could very well be. I don't know what's going on, why it's blinking on and off of a screen that you can clearly see right here. It's not like all it's doing is sharing a screen, so why would it go dark when I can see it? See, when that screen goes dark, the screen is clear as day right over here. Yeah, I was thinking maybe the backpack. I thought it sounded kind of dumb, but at the same time, a 7-year-old kid is pretty small and easily would fit in that backpack that he has. I mean, that sounds kind of weird, but what else was he doing there with the backpack? It was empty. I mean, it's pretty strange, right? He might have had some other stuff in there, but maybe his intent was to kidnap one and put it in a backpack. Maybe he has access to a drug of some sort, or I don't know, man. I think when we hear what happened here and what the deal is, it's not going to be good. I mean, obviously it's not going to be good, but it's going to be something worse than you might have speculated at the beginning. Hey, no problem. Forgetful Mandy. And thanks, Maddie. I think he said something or tried to do something. Yeah, I mean, I think he was there. Yeah, I mean, who knows what the interaction was, but I think he was there hunting for little girls, and he was waiting, and that's the couple that came by, and he got tired of waiting. There just wasn't enough. There was no other people with young kids, and here it is. This is my chance, he thought. I don't think it's something where he was looking at the girls and the dad was like, "What are you looking at?" And then he killed both of them and then he ran away. I think he was going to kill them and he was going to try to abduct one of the kids. Yeah. So either way, because I mean, there's no way he could have got those kids without killing the parents, because they would have chased him and it just wouldn't have happened. Yeah, there's people all over the place. Here, let's listen to the scanner audio from the day of the crime. It's pretty crazy, actually. Where did I put it? I guess that's the key. I thought it was yesterday, but I don't see it in there. Yeah, there was 2 files. Oh, here it is. All right, so here's the scanner audio.
Medic 4, circular first responders, stage for police, assault, possible stabbing, Devilston State Park, operations, ops 44, time out 1358.
Park on 1714. What's the location in the state park that we need to be responding to?
Medic 4 and Strickler. Washington County received a call from the visitor center. 2 children are there. They advised that their parents were assaulted. One was possibly stabbed. The parents are missing.
We're all sweeping the trail, me, and I've got a maintenance person with me, interpreters with first aid kits trying to locate the family. Do me a favor and ask them again what the parents' names were and just relay on this channel.
16, I'm on 5. Do we need to sweep the like closer trails or just stay on the main trail?
Cover the main trail right now first.
Oh.
Copy that.
Help.
Sweep the main trail first right now.
Main trail. Icebox, hiking down. Looking for help.
Copy that. Say again. Repeat.
Here, yell, calling for help. We're hiking down. I think they're...
10-4, we're hearing them too towards the end of the lower part of the Devil's Den Trail.
10-4.
12-16, 12-22. 10-4. 12-16, 12-22. 16, Devil's Den. Devil's Den 2, Washington County. 12-16 to either interpreter.
Hey, Jeremy.
Try to relay to the office. So we found the victims down here. They're on the lower Devil's Den Trail. Just a couple minutes. I think I see you right there. I've got two bodies down here. 12-16 to 12-22.
Well, I think I've notified Washington County this, but
witnessed another female who was with the children and asked the witnesses to take the children back to the VIC and then went back to help the friend.
I think she's down here with me right now.
Sometimes that sort of sounds like they're talking about the mom, but I think there might have been somebody at the scene helping already, and then this other friend said, "Hey," and handed the girls off to some other people and told them to take them to the visitor center, and then went back to help her friend who was trying to help the stabbed victims, which is incredibly gutsy to do when you don't even know where the killer is.
Now, and the friend is here too. We're down here at the scene. If you will go ahead and confirm with Troop L that they are sending me down here.
10-4.
And also, I've got both interpreters at each end of the trail blocking traffic from visitors. If you can bring some flagging tape and stuff when you get out here.
Yeah, so that was the scanner audio that was significant. And then there was an interview. These are on the podcast that was mentioned on the press conference. He did some interviews. He interviewed this couple and then also a 911 operator. But here's the image right here. And then yesterday on the show, people, I don't know if somebody else found it somewhere and they shared it, but like that's the exact shirt. He's got a North Face shirt with the red outline. You can see the blue up here, and then through that little hole there, you can even see the change. Likely like right in this area. It's even going up and then it goes down, but the shirt's kind of twisted around over there. But 100% that's what they're wearing. We don't know what this is, and what keeps throwing me off. I looked at it again today. It's like this looks like this other bag, right? But then why is the stripes down here also the same as that? That means this is one larger thing here. It isn't like there's this and then that. You got these stripes here and there's stripes there. So I don't know what the hell that is, or what. It's hard to make out what's going on there. It's pretty crazy. All right, so we've got. Let's play this other one. This is from Hidden Killers podcast.
He was head down and full steam ahead. I would say, right? Not really taking in the nature. Cavern section there, and. He just came speeding by us. I think my sister was out in front, and she turned around and looked at me, and he kind of side-eyed all of us as he walked by, really intensely. But all of us, I know his eyes were blue, or kind of right, kind of blue, sea green tint. He had stubble.
Hey, you still out there, M10? I haven't seen you for a while.
On his face, short brown blonde stubble, short blonde hair.
Yeah, he called it. This stuff's pretty accurate. Like light brown blonde hair,
like 2 inches long or so. 50 inches, and had a hat on and that. But it was the look. It was the look on his face. It was the way he was walking. And then when I turned around and looked at him, I noticed that he had a backpack that. I've been sports all my life, all different types. This was not a backpack or like a sports bag that I would have recognized the particular type of sport. It was overly large as well for what you would carry while you're camping or hiking for that matter. It wasn't right. It was kind of black mesh with, it was kind of half mesh, half vinyl plastic material. And I just never really seen one like that. And that caught my eye for sure. And I just think that was kind of one thing that I noticed and made me kind of turn around and look at him like, what is he doing? And my sister is a little bit more, emotionally intuitive than I. And she was like, I did not like his energy or anything like that. And that was weird. She immediately turned around to tell me. He was wearing a hat. I would say that it was a dark hat, probably baseball cap style. I think I recall seeing one of those. It was like a leather patch on the front of it. I think it was something along those lines. I could see it was like a patch or something like that. He was around my height, maybe a little shorter, so I would go 6 foot to 5'10", somewhere in that range, most likely. He a little stocky. But I tell you, it looked like he had something in his backpack. You could tell that there was weight in the bottom of that the bag.
From what I understand, the children were found by another.
So this is apparently the 911 operator. I think it's just so weird. It's sort of astounding almost that a 911 operator would call somebody up and go, "Hey, let me tell you what that's sort of like, that's their job. It's not you. Aren't supposed to, I don't know, it's just kind of odd. I think if I was the guy, the podcaster, I'd probably be like, oh wow, what a great get. You know what I mean? I think it's a little harsh on the podcaster just because, like, as a reporter type, you're just trying to get information. But I guess you didn't, sometimes when there's a manhunt, maybe it could be a little bit more, think about like what's the ramifications of what you're doing. You know what I mean? But like it'd be hard to, like, if it was me and the 911 operator called, I'd be like, holy shit, this is awesome. You know what I mean? it's hard to even think about like, hey, what is this going to mean?
A set of adults. I'm not sure how many or if they were, a couple or whatever. Another dispatcher took that portion of the call, and they found the kids running and screaming for help, and then they had stated their mother told them to run as far and fast as they can. One of the girls said that they stopped running when they couldn't hear their mom screaming anymore, and they heard their mom specifically ask him, "Why are you doing this?" So
yeah, so the parents asked him, "Why are you doing this?" I mean, that's what we were looking at yesterday. It's something you could say to somebody you know, and something you might say to somebody you don't know. So that's one of the things that was kind of hard.
That's what we were told. And those girls were speaking directly to the park ranger that was speaking to one of our most senior dispatchers. Mom asked, "Why are you doing this?" So dad was stabbed first.
Okay.
And I believe that the initial attack was directly in his chest.
Oh God.
Yeah, so like he's getting, she's giving out like really specific crime scene information. I wouldn't be surprised if she got in trouble. Yeah, right. And it was funny because they said, yeah, we got a lot of help from the public. Well, maybe a lot of the help from the public came about because there was somebody making it a bigger story. I mean, I think that's a reality right there. And I think that there's a guy, that's right, the guy named Grant up there. He said, enjoy the live streams. Gray works out things like his car in real time. And he called in, but I couldn't see, your audio wasn't on. So if you're still out there, Grant, and that was you, then try to call back in if you want. It wasn't working though. Yeah, I mean, that one podcaster, Hidden Killers, he made it so that people were actually talking about it at first, and so what's he supposed to know about what's going to be, important or not? Maybe they wouldn't even have caught the guy if he hadn't done that. I don't know. Oh, let me keep playing it. Sorry.
Okay.
According to the little girls, and there was people that brought them to the visitor center from somewhere along the path. I mean, from what we understand and looking at the map, they ran pretty far on their own.
Really?
Well, I'm not sure who said it and where this determination came from, but somebody had mentioned he also possibly had blood on him, and there were people saying, that he just acted strange, and when he left was the person I spoke with that gave the vehicle information. She said it was loud, and he left so rapidly that it upset her that he was driving that way, because at first that's all she knew is like, gosh, he's driving like a jerk. At this time, we still have not determined if there was any connection or if this was a random attack. And we all personally just believe it would, even though stabbings are typically personal, we believe that this was an ambush attack. He just decided that was them, because they're new here. So we're trying to figure out what kind of connection they could have possibly had.
Yeah.
He said, what caught his attention is how loud the exhaust was, and just they sounded like they were driving really rapid. So he looked over, and he was telling me, he's like, I saw a black vehicle, all blacked out, black on black, leaving, but he said it had a dual exhaust and four exhaust tips, so 2 on each side. And he believed it to be maybe a BMW or something. And I mentioned to him,
yeah, I think that's what I was saying earlier. I think her calling in is just ridiculous. That's so unprofessional. You're basically they're sort of like part of law enforcement, and then you're just running out like, ooh, man, let me tell you that. I mean, I've never even heard of that in my life. Having a 911 dispatcher jump out like 2 days later and start telling everybody like what she heard on the call, really sensitive information regarding the kids. I don't blame but the podcaster, he's probably like, holy shit, this is amazing, right? And what's his responsibility, I guess? It's like, it'd be hard to turn an interview like that down, wouldn't it?
had another witness state that she believed it seemed like a Mazda. I said, so it sounds like we can all agree it's probably a foreign vehicle. And he said he would without a doubt 100% say it's a foreign vehicle. And I had asked him a few more questions. I had another lady that vehicle, I guess when she was leaving the park, almost hit her, and she said around 140 or 145, she thought, maybe somewhere in there, but she couldn't really remember what time she was heading to the park. He was leaving and almost hit her head on, so I asked her for a front end description. She said that the lights, like it was a low profile car, the lights were more fitted to the vehicle, like oblong, because I asked about shape and everything. The other lady originally said that the tail lights were rounded or curved, so not square. And then the second two people could tell me for certain it was a 4-door, so that was helpful.
And you know, as we're walking,
crazy, huh? Yeah, let's. I mean, where's Photoshop? Let's do the Chad Daybell thing. Let's try. Let me open this guy up here. Hold on. Working on. Right there. All right. Take that. Grab this part right there. Wait, I gotta do the whole everything. Let's see. We'll make like a Mr. Potato Head version of this. Edit. Transform. Rotate. Edit. Transform. Rotate 180 degrees. All right, here we go. Then we take, let's see. Take this right here. And then put that up there. Edit. Transform. Rotate 180. All right, there you go. So there's the mouth. And then we take the hold on. Edit, transform, scale. There we go. And then we take these eyes over here. And we do the all right, and we take those and then we move them up here and we go edit, transform, rotate 180. Oh yeah, look at that guy. Something like that. And then he looks better now. And let's see, we take this thing, his ears. All right, then maybe, let's see, edit. Actually, I can just, transform, rotate. I think that would have to go on the other side. Yeah, this is looking pretty good here, isn't it? Just remember we did that with Chad Daybell with his chin on the side shot. That was good. It's coming along, you guys. It's coming along. Looking good. You gotta love this. What about it, him covering his license plate? I don't know. What about it? I don't know. What do you want me to say about that? Oh man, this is gonna look creepy. Ah. Look at that guy. Look at this thing. Huh? It's like a creature of some sort. Right, let me get, I gotta grab this part up here. Ah, shoot. Oops. What the hell happened there? Oh, I guess it needs to, we need to move everything else down now. There you go, man. That's what he really looks like. There you go. What do you think, huh? Does that look pretty good? Maybe put them all on the same level now. Ding, 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 ding. And then we can go in here and do some where is that? Where's the clone stamp? There it is. Pretty good, huh? All right, so there's his, that's the image. Now let's see what happens if I say, well, let me fix this part down here. Let me see if I can remove the background, even though it's just the weirdest looking thing you've ever seen. Oh, look at that. It did it. All right. What do you guys think? You like the new version or the old one? Jingles Gray has done a great job. Okay, let's see. Let me put the better background really quick. And then use some of the, get over here a little bit. Not on that one, this one. There. Awesome. All right, I saved it. Maybe we'll put that on a mug someday, huh? Right there with Chad Daybell. Yeah. That's funny. I put them back together again, but just not the way it was. I don't know. Now the mouth is upside down, and I think the nose was too, actually. Anyways, man, this is crazy, you know. I think he's a predator. I mean, if this guy had gotten away with this, he would have just been, you know, these are like the serial predator types. I mean, what was he going to be doing? It seems like he was working at the schools to be near little girls, and then his urges built up so great that he goes to this park and throws caution. I mean, he speeds away at a high rate of speed and everything, you know, so it's just crazy. I think he wouldn't have killed the parents if they merely accused him of, hey, why are you looking at the girls? I mean, he'd just go, what the hell are you talking about? Walk away if he was a normal person. But he killed them because that wasn't his goal. He wanted to have one of the girls, I think. And they got away. Yeah. All right. Well, you guys didn't call in. We got 7 more minutes left. We got the calling. What is it? A link to StreamYards up there. We don't have the numbers anymore because Skype got rid of it. Yeah. So this is sort of like, this one is a little bit closer to the Delphi case, and little, you know, like Stearns even. You know, I thought it was really interesting that this guy actually has a Telegram account, and his name on there is Hunter. He's a hunt, you know, so, you know, he's probably lurking in these groups with other guys, and they're going, hey, look at, and his name is Hunter. He's out there hunting for victims. I guarantee you that's connected to him. You know, let me go look at the other one. I forgot there was another cell number on there. Maybe we need to look at that one. All right, let's go. Let's open that back up again. Andrew McGann, or I'll just put it over here. I don't give a shit. He's got the phone number. And let's try, this one's also mobile. And so let's try that. All right, let's see. Search now. One 773-727-7708. Boom. And let's see what this comes up with. Okay, this one has a pin in Chicago. He lived there too at one point. He did live in Chicago. Now these Cash App accounts have different, not his face on there. All right, let me try the other number then. That last one. 1773. Looks like that's in Chicago too. Yeah, we covered Delphi for years. Covered a lot of other things during the Delphi years. I mean, thousands of cases, but. All right, wow. So this phone number here has one in the Oklahoma at the 5312 address. So I wonder if that's not a cell phone, but it's a hard phone number. Yeah. So that's crazy. The first one, now let me go back to that first phone number again. Let's try that one more time. 1-312-730-2362. Phone. Yes, this is the one that has a Telegram account. And it puts the pin, again, at the 5312. Yep, right there. And look at it. See, there's a Telegram account, and the first name is Hunter. That's pretty crazy. Because that seems like, why would it's not your name, so you're calling yourself like a hunter, and you're on Telegram. Man, this one doesn't have a time, like when he was last there. Well, I guess it does say. No, it doesn't. And that's the only account he has on that. Like he doesn't have any other things associated with that phone on there, really, other than that. Telegram. I think that's pretty spooky. We looked at there's a whole article we read a while ago on Telegram, how it's a site for predators, and they have these rooms in there, and they convince people, little girls, to do things with threat and so forth. And now here he is. He's on Telegram. It's not something that regular people use Telegram too. I'm just saying it's also a place for predators. And he's 28 years old, and calls himself Hunter on there, and I wouldn't doubt it at all if that's a place he went and he was part of the predator realm. Well, nobody's chatting anymore, so I think I'm going to take off. Good job for the police. Hopefully the probable cause document will come out relatively soon. I think I'll try to get that. Seems to like there's actually you can do it. I'm sort of learning how to do it. You have to go to these different sites, and you have to request it the right way, and have the incident. I don't know, I know what his name is, Andrew James McGann, or you could say, give two variances, I guess. And Yeah, very cool. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the show. I appreciate all you guys' support. You know, some people don't like when I say, hey, if you can support the channel, blah, 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 you know, but I have to do it because, you know, we got to, I want to be able to keep doing what we've been doing for all these years. My channel's given $252,000 to true crime related charities since January of 2020, which is 252,000 more than almost every other channel has ever given. You know, they just, you know, and the true crime world seems like it's a place that every channel should be giving back somehow, you know. Yeah, we cover the cases, but especially, you know, I would say that the people that cover true crime as for sensationalistic reasons should give just a ton of their income to victims, because they're just, you know, absolutely making money when they're not even trying to, you know, they're not even helping anything. You know, what I try to do is make a difference in true crime on YouTube, on social media, and also outside of it by our channel and all the freaks helping out, and we donate tons of money. And you know, I think it's really important for true crime YouTubers to put out information that's factual and put the pieces of the puzzle together. I know that's not as entertaining as fun, but I think if you're on my channel and you're watching and you're here while we're working through the case, you'll feel a lot more rewarding, you know, like about how it was, because you'll see like, man, we nailed this thing. Where the other places, when you go over and watch them, you'll probably be embarrassed that you haven't spent 5 minutes. All right. Hey, cool, Deidre. Yeah, it's some funny moments. You know, I try to make people laugh from time to time. I just don't make Elena laugh that much. Anyways, thanks up there to Sandy Shirley, Olivia, Deidre Gambrel, Allie Cake, Alicia Nelson, Ivy with the only cat eye of the night. Then we have Allie Cake. But don't forget, tomorrow's our donation night. We have that last push for the first hour. You know, and then we do it. We got CR, and then Ivy became a new member. Very cool. Then we have Olivia, aka Olivia Ocean. KDK Signs gifted a membership. Then CR gifted 5. Then Haiti Perez. Then Forgetful Mandy gifted 5. Then we have Leanne Bell. Then Christy Roselle. Deidre Gambrel gifted 5. Suz F. Then we have Suz F. Wait, did Deidre Gambrel gift? Oh, she basically did a cat eye tonight. And then Suz F, and then Suz F again. Then this account, Lanky Tor. Angel Fire gifted 5. And then Sandy, I can do a cup of coffee this time. Let's see, did we get any coffees at all? 0. I think that's another. It's just amazing, man. Not one coffee or anything else other than YouTube over here. And then we had Sandy, this account. Then I gifted 5. Then Deidre Gambrel gifted another one. Then Clad. Elena became a channel member. And then Bird Dog Outdoors. And then Elle Claire. And then Jenny. And then Grant. And then Van Danadale. Forgetful Mandy, and Maddie right there. Oh, and there's more. And then Roger right there. Just now, I guess. All right, cool. Thanks, Roger. Appreciate it. All right, well, I hope you guys appreciated the show. I'm so glad that they caught this guy sooner than later. Now it's like, who is this guy? What the hell did he do? You know, like, what was he doing? You know, can they prove what his motive was? You know, just given the fact that he's had other incidents at other schools, it's pretty obvious he was there as a predator, scoping out, trying to find and maybe kidnap a girl, and he ended up killing a couple parents of 3 kids, 2 younger kids and an older one. And man, that's just what a nightmare. They just moved to the area, probably thought it was this great place, and then they're out on a trail and some psycho kills them. I mean, it's just hard to picture what's going through their mind at the time. Anyways, oh no, we did have a coffee. Wendy did a coffee earlier. Sorry about that. She did do a coffee. It was so far earlier. You guys inundated with emails with different things. So thanks, Wendy. That was Wendy Woobles, even. So thank you. Yeah, I guess I didn't see that. It was like 20 emails down because so many people emailed. All right. Get that sub. I don't know how. Well, I'll have to figure out how to get the sub button going on there on Kick. I'm just on Kick. I'm not really. Because I can stream there. Send my friends. I'll be a regular here and send my friends. Oh, really? Cool. All right. Well, I'll have to look into how to do that. Why does there have to be a sub button? Wouldn't it just be there? I don't know how that works. I mean, YouTube just has a sub button. It's right below your video. Maybe you can send me an email. Harold, send me an email. Here's my email. Maybe you can help me out or let me know how to do that. I'll just put it into the chat right there. Yep. All right. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you guys tomorrow. And as I always say, until next time, be safe out there. Ding, 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 diddle, ding, ding. Ding, 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 diddle, ding, ding. Ding, 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 diddle, ding, ding. All right, stop. Collaborate and listen. Where the hell's the, there it is. Yeah, I've been doing this true crime thing for quite a while now. And during this whole time, I have not seen one person that is a crime dissector, thug rejector. I'm a certified human lie detector. Gonna get ya on a stretcher if you try and play me like an old projector. Crime sector is my nectar. Professor Grader's gonna give another lecture. Crime collector, freak connector, and I'm always gonna be a pup protector. Fool deflector, interceptor, and I'm meaner than a specter with a vector on his specter. With all respect, y'all, just remember I've attempted to fucking check ya. I have no agenda, I'm no pretender, and I'll serve it to you straight without the blender. And in the end, I'm gonna send ya on a mission to reveal the true offender. Yeah, so I'll just get right back to work. All right, everybody, talk to you later.
Okay, bye.